Excellent. Excellent. And if you could let in our potential guest.
Admitting now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And good morning, Sabrina Jones. We start off with a brief roll call. And at that point, we will ask if you are comfortable letting us know who you are and joining us, but we'll let you know when that occurs. So I'll start us off. Stephanie Stewart, Commissioner present.
Jansen Evelyn, Commissioner present.
Eileen Levitt, Commissioner present.
Gina McKnight Smith, Commissioner present.
It's a spring.
Jeff Rosen, I'm present.
Nicolette Young, Assistant Director, present.
Glendora Hughes, General Counsel, present.
Candace Crenshaw, Director of Education and Outreach, present.
And thank you.
Sabrina Jones, Chairwoman of the Baltimore County Commission for Women, present.
It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Welcome, Sabrina.
Thank you.
Okay, then we will start with the chairperson's report. And I wanted to start off, and I recognize and know he's not here, but I do want to congratulate our Executive Director, Cleveland, who has been recognized as an emerging leader in the forthcoming second edition of Who's Who in Black Baltimore. I think we can all agree that this honor really reflects his commitment, his engagement, and his impactful leadership, both within our organization and across civil rights. So I wanted to take a moment to call him out and say that this is a well-deserved recognition. I also want to acknowledge Commissioner Eileen Levitt, who is now a published author. Although, in full disclosure, I still want to bring my ferret to work. I don't have one right now, but I've had them in the past and I want to. Support animal. But I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations, Eileen. That is really, really exciting.
Thank you. So just so you know, the real situation was an alligator in a shopping cart for Bring Your Pet to Work Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and that's, yeah.
So can you put the name of your book and stuff in the chat?
Yeah. I'll find it on Amazon.
Because that's a very important issue because it the confusion between service animals and support animals are mainly on the fair housing side and not so much in employment for the very reason that they are not trained to be around people and for the other reasons is that people leaving work to take care of their support animal, so-called support animal instead of doing their job.
Yeah.
So that's why they changed the ADA. I think a lot of it occurred when they had the Department of Transportation and people were bringing all sorts of animals on the planes and people were getting bitten and attacked by these animals because they weren't trained to be around people. It wasn't so much the animals, just that the animals were not trained to be around people, unlike service animals who are trained to be around folks and are not going to act out. But you can see it sometimes with PA when people go to restaurants and they bring their animals with them and they're not trained to be around people, so they are attacking other people's dogs. And so it is a complex issue that trying to balance, but case law hasn't supported in the employment arena, but it's greatly supported in the fair housing arena.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Jeff here. Yeah. And I appreciate what you were saying, Glendora. I appreciate that so much. So I've seen that before with people. It's a very serious issue about the confusion between the service animals and also the support animals. Yeah, there's a lot of challenges that can be related in the community. So I appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Excellent. And we have had Commissioner Angela Scott join us, just for the record. Hi there.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Speaking of sending congratulations, I just wanted to also let everybody know that Commissioner Eileen and our vice chair have gone to the appointment committee several weeks ago to be reappointed to their positions for another, I believe, 6 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I got the letter saying it was, all good.
I believe I have that letter too. I just don't check snail mail.
We just happened to go the same day. New Maryland Health person was being appointed, so there was a lot of people there, including the press. So Jansen, I saved Jansen a spot, and that was good.
I can just say that I'm delighted. Number one, the lens and the passion and the experience and everything that you bring to the commission is absolutely essential. So this is extremely great news. I'm delighted.
Thank you, and thank you for saving me a seat that day, Eileen.
Because you have no idea. They weren't letting him in, and I'm like, I have a seat. I have a seat. I'm saving a seat. So that I had to go out. I texted him I have a seat, but they wouldn't let him in. So I went out and I said, I have a seat for him because we were like literally right after the big deal woman, who, by the way, is a big deal. Maryland is lucky to have her. And Jansen and I let her know that because if you saw the woman's credentials, she's going to be in charge of health for the state of Maryland. But anyway, but we were literally right after because it was C is pretty close to the beginning of the alphabet. And, oh my gosh, but the minute she left, like tons of people left as well. So it wasn't quite as crazy, but it was very busy that day. I don't remember it being the last time I went.
Gotcha. So,
So Jeff here. Yeah, I also wanted to add to what you were saying. Jansen, I wasn't able to go to that event. I had a conflict, but I just wanted to let you know I was also with that reappointment. That was also good news, and I'm looking forward to that. And also, yesterday I just learned that there may be some changes to the address. So we might be moving out of Maryland and relocating. So I wanted to ask the Maryland Commission to review that situation and see what exactly can be done with that situation. So I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Glendora, I think maybe is part of
Who is moving out of Maryland?
Jeff Rosen.
Okay, so whether or not he can stay on the commission
Yeah.
while living in another state, that would be, well, one, that would be something to refer to the appointment office, the governor's office, not me, because they set the rules. So I would send an inquiry to the Secretary of Appointments to ascertain what the position of the governor's office is on that particular issue.
And Jeff, I'll get you the contact information. Tisha Edwards just left, so there is a new
secretary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hit a
Just a
wall
note,
on
just
that.
a note, just a note. We did have that situation. It's been a long time, Glendora. It was a different governor. I want to say it might have been. I
And
can't.
somebody moved to California.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've had that.
People.
Yeah.
So I think you have to be a resident of Maryland, but I think again, it's a good idea to just inquire.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I will do that.
I just want to provide everybody an update. The Maryland Lynching Truth and Reconciliation Commission has finished all of its sort of activities related and has begun its final report, which is due December 1st of this year. So it'll be interesting. I know there's been some legislation and different commissions that they've recommended out of that we've talked about before, such as the reparations and making sure that our commission is represented. But I just wanted to let everybody know where that was. And then, obviously all the changes and ongoing federal actions, both within the executive and legislative branches. The Department of Justice is shifting its focus towards the private sector. Um, EEOC has issued new guidance that impacts things like hiring, training, and mentorship programs and resource groups. So there's a lot of developments that are going on, and it really is a pivotal moment for civil rights, both nationally and within our state. So I just wanted to sort of acknowledge that, since we are a commission dedicated to upholding civil rights in Maryland, and to encourage everyone to remain vigilant, to remain informed, so that we can, fulfill our roles and make sure that we are, if not advocating, at least working towards promoting equal access and inclusion for all Marylanders. And that is the totality of my report. Thanks, guys. Normally, Cleveland would follow. So do we have
Thank you, Stephanie. I didn't know when to hop in there. Good morning, everyone. Our executive director and deputy director are currently in the friendly skies right now. So we wish them safe travels while they are attending the conference in San Francisco, and wish we were there as well. Today has started off as a very interesting morning. The lights for the building went out as I was about to get on an elevator. So luckily that did not happen, and I am here and the lights have come back on, but there's no one left in the building. So we're going to try to be as thorough as possible. Okay, so you do have the deputy director's report. And if you do have any questions regarding her report, please feel free to send those questions over to me, and I'll ensure that she gets back to you as soon as she returns with those answers for you. As far as the assistant director's report, at this point in time, we have expended 74.9% of our agency's budget. Sine die did occur yesterday, and there were no additional cuts to MCCR, so we're very happy about that. The enhancements that we received as part of the 2025 legislative appropriation included 12 positions, permanent positions, and 3 contractual positions. Now, the 12 positions that we did receive as part of our appropriation, those positions cannot be hired until October. So we've only received funding for 9 months for the positions, but we do have funding for the full year for the contractual positions. On another note, well, do you have any questions regarding that? Okay. Well, again, we always appreciate your support and, you contacting your committee chairs for your various counties and putting out the word about what MCCR is responsible for doing and how we're impacting change in the state. And we appreciate everything that you all do on the back end. So thank you again. On another note, we were notified, well, I can't even say notified. We found out on March 26th that the building that we're currently in right now is going to be sold. So,
oh yeah, I saw that in the paper, and I was like, huh.
Yes. So we received an email. We received an email probably about March 19th notifying building tenants that because of all of the issues that were going on in the building, power going out, that they were going to start assisting building tenants with relocating to various other commercial properties in the downtown Baltimore area. So we thought that we had enough time, but then of course we found out from a staff member who was reading the news that they were actually selling the building, and that was on March 26th. So we are working with the Department of General Services to find another space. We're engaged in those conversations with them. We're looking for something that's about 20,000 to 25,000 square feet to accommodate the 15 new staff members that we will have, as well as any type of growth that we may have in the future. We did do an assessment yesterday, and it appears that for us to stay in the downtown region, we would probably have to spend about $450,000 for rent. We can't absorb that. because right now we're only paying about $90,000 in rent. And this rent is based on a percentage of the non-general funds that we receive. So if we were a fully 100% general funded agency in the building, the state would provide us funding to be able to do that. But because we do pay a portion, because we do pay our rent assessment using non-general funds, which would be the federal funds, we would need their support. And I'm not necessarily sure if they're willing to pony up almost $310,000. So we're working with DGS. We've already notified DBM of the situation. And so any updates that we receive, we'll absolutely make sure that you're well aware of those updates. Do you have any questions on that? Oh, and we're not supposed to, it probably won't be for another 18 to 24 months that we would be actually relocating to another location.
That was going to be my question, Nicolette, the timing and considering the notification, lack thereof, how quickly you all would be. So thank you. You said 18 to 24 months.
Yes, 18 to 24 months. And if you know of any places that, within your community that, they're looking for tenants, please, we're open to everything. I do believe that they're going to be sending out an RFP for potential commercial properties, probably sometime over the summer. But we'll definitely make sure that you're in the know when that does happen.
Come on to Baltimore County.
You know what? There is so much vacant space. There are so many deals happening right now. It's not
In
even
Howard
funny.
County, you're right. Thank you for saying that.
Everywhere. No, but in Baltimore City
Howard
too.
County
Right.
would be wonderful. There's plenty of room here.
Right, but literally every single county in the state has like so many vacancies. And where you are in the central business district, there are so many companies moving from there to like Fells Point area over there that the buildings are empty and they should be willing to deal.
Well, on a personal note, I would prefer Howard County because that's where I live. But we want to make sure that it's a place where, kind of a central location where, if we have people who want to come to our office, they're able to come and visit with us. Also, we want to ensure that we have enough space for our staff to be able to park.
Yes.
Of course, parking is always a problem in this area. So we want to also ensure that we are taking our staff into consideration when we make any move. So we will definitely be thinking of all of those different variables. And again, if you have any ideas of any spaces that we can let DGS know is available, that would be great.
So I guess Nicolette, the one question, it sounds like you're going at it, or MCCR is going at to find this location for themselves, so to speak, obviously through DGS. But is there any possibility that because there are multiple offices that are in that building that are state agencies, do you believe the state of Maryland could potentially be looking for another commercial lease space that would include MCCR, or were you given specific instructions to like everyone's on their own?
Well, no, we're working. Well, I think when they do the RFP, they're going to be lumping a lot of building tenants together. The goal I think is to probably put most of us in the same location as other state agencies, so they can get the best, the biggest bang for their buck, instead of having separate commercial leases throughout this area. So again, the RFP is going to probably go out this summer. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information to share because a lot of these discussions are very preliminary. We just met with DGS yesterday, and we did an assessment of what our needs are right now. So I'm not sure if they're engaged in those conversations already with other state agencies, but I do see things ramping up probably within the next 3 to 6 months, though.
Great.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
This is big.
Yeah, it is big. We getting kicked out.
I mean, but your light's not working, so
I
you
mean,
you may want to leave. So,
Well,
that is true.
apparently the lights went out in several buildings downtown, and
Yes.
Jair was telling me that they had to rescue some folks out of the courthouse. The fire
Yeah.
department was there
Yeah.
rescuing some people out of the
Yeah.
courthouse.
I was joking with folks saying, I guess the state didn't pay their bills.
In several places, the controller's office, the courthouse.
Not to make light of the fiscal situation that we're in, but you kind of have to keep things lighthearted at times, considering the situations. But we're excited about this new opportunity. We've been in this building for a lot of years now, and there have been nothing but issues in this building. I can't recall a week where there hasn't been a time where I had to submit a work maintenance request. So being able to possibly move to a more modernized building that provides parking opportunities for our staff, as well as being able to be accessible to the public, we would really we're really encouraged and looking forward to that opportunity.
Great.
Do you have any questions related to my report or any of the building move?
I think we'll have questions as we keep getting more information, but right now I think we're pretty well briefed. Thank you.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you so much, Stephanie. I do have one thing to add. I was asked about the commission initiated complaints
Yes.
that needed to be reviewed and signed.
I did those yesterday.
Oh, you did? You already? Okay, thank you. I was just asked to repeat that.
And probably because Spencer and I were having issues with DocuSign.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was more, for whatever reason, they weren't coming through, and then they all came through at once, and there were multiple versions of it. So it's been addressed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Stephanie. And one last thing, I'm not necessarily sure if you all receive an email for the financial disclosure for 2024.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But if you haven't had an opportunity to complete it yet, it's due on April 30th. I haven't received an email to remind you all, so I'm assuming that maybe the ethics department has been emailing you all separately, but I just wanted to put it on your radar to complete it by April 30th.
And Nicolette, to that point, I did finish mine yesterday, but
Okay.
we didn't get the typical reminders that the
Yeah, they didn't send anything.
They didn't.
Because I don't remember seeing anything.
They sent the initial one on February 1st.
Okay.
And they sent nothing else since.
Okay.
I just happened to remember I had written it down in my physical calendar because I'm old and I do that. But I remember, and when I went back through all my emails, it was only that initial one that said it needed to be done by April 3rd. No other reminders. And in the past, they have done reminders.
Yes, yes. And that's why I wasn't sure if they had been sending them out separately because no one from the ethics department has communicated to me to send out a reminder. So just wanted to put it on your radar. And Stephanie, thank you. That's all I have for my report.
I appreciate the reminder. Everybody, please make sure you get that done. Those are really important forms, and they are a requirement of our service.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're only doing it as a commissioner, then it's actually a pretty simple abbreviated form. For those of us that have to do it as financial disclosures, it's a little longer, but just get it done. Please.
I did it because you all reminded us of one of the meetings, and I did it right after because somebody asked Spencer to send us a calendar reminder. I think
I usually ask him to do that, but yeah.
That's all I remember. So I think mine's done too.
You can go in, and if you log in, you can check and see when your last submission was. So anybody's unsure, please just check the site.
I feel like I got an email confirm.
Okay. All right. Next report, please.
All righty. Good morning, everyone. You have my written report. Sorry, I sent it late last night, but I just flew back in yesterday. Um, and Spencer has sent out the chart, the tracking chart, for the legislative update. I will go through that, and we go through executive session for me to update on you on some of the litigation that has been ongoing. But in terms of legislation, happy Sini Die. It's over for 25. If you look at the chart, it's very bloody. It's very red. Nothing passed except for a handful of things. Um, Starting on the House side, the only thing that well, there's two things that passed. One was House Bill 324, which was the anti-bias training for members of county boards of education. And it's on the governor's desk for signing. The other on the House side, the bill that dealt with fair housing testing died, and on the House side, it did get some movement. It did pass on the Senate side, which is great. So that's more than happened in the past years of being able to use one-party recordings of for testers and testing fair housing cases. So, well, I'm sure, hopefully, Senator Sidnor will bring it back next year. What also died was the education anti-discrimination policy and notice requirements, which we talked about extensively the last time. That bill did not pass. I did check this morning and saw that House Bill 502 did pass, the Office of Disabilities Employment Advancement and Policy in Maryland as a model employer initiative being established. So that bill did pass, probably at the midnight hour. The rest, all the amendments to Title 20, HB 896, housing income-based housing subsidies did not pass. We supported with amendments. The human rights protection of free exercise of religion, we did not support. That bill died. The creation of a commission on non-discrimination, we issued a letter of concern, and that bill did not pass. The fair housing, HB 1239, regulations intent and discriminatory effect. That was the bill that would codify disparate impact into the statute, which is a form of theory of law where even if a company or the respondent has a neutral policy, but if it has a disparate impact on a group of folks that are protected under the statute, what this bill would be allowed that it would be codified in Maryland, and it would be able to be a utilized theory and enforcement involving fair housing. Well, it passed the House, but it got stuck in committee, and it ran out of time. So it probably will be back next year. The employment version of it did not pass as well. Those were the notables you can read through. And I do understand the Commission on Reparations. I think that bill did pass, and is on the governor's desk for signature. Any questions?
No, thank you.
I'll pick
Yeah.
back up after we go into executive session.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I believe it is my turn. Good morning, everyone. Again, Candace Crenshaw. So just a few highlights from our education and outreach report. During the month of March, Women's History Month, we hosted our first conversations and cinemas at the Owings Library in Owings Mills. So we had about 25 participants from the community there, and also Councilman Julian Jones and his wife, representing Baltimore County, were in attendance as well. So we're excited to begin a new outreach approach. We have started our conversations in cinemas, and we've had other organizations within different counties inquire about collaborating with us. So conversations in cinemas is us hosting a film screening around a civil rights topic. So during Women's History Month, we showed 688. So that was exciting, and we will be continuously collaborating with other organizations within our state. Another highlight, we are 137 days away from our 2025 Civil Rights Gala. I will send a separate email with all the details of the ticket portal and our sponsorship package because we do encourage our commissioners to purchase a table and also connect with your network and share and spread about our Civil Rights Gala this year. So we've been meeting with our Gala committee as well as education and outreach with Spencer. We meet every week so that we are just on top of planning and ensuring that everything is together for our Gala this year. We also hosted our Anne Arundel County Hate Bias Forum in collaboration with Anne Arundel County Human Rights Agency and the Attorney General's Office the weekend of March 28th and 29th, all together between both days. As you know, day one is law enforcement. We had about 25 law enforcement in present. And then on Saturday, we had about 50 community members all together. So that weekend was successful. Our next Hate Bias Forum will be during the summertime in the Eastern Shore area. So we've already began planning for that as well in collaboration with the Attorney General's Office. Those are my brief updates. Oh, another update. As you know, it has been in our report that we are no longer doing MILP. We're no longer in collaboration with the University of Baltimore. It will now be Maryland Leadership and Advocacy Program. So our leadership program will be initiated February 2026. So I will be sure to share with you all our informational sessions as we gain other individuals to participate. So we have cut ties with the University of Baltimore for MILP. MILP is no longer, and it is now Maryland Leadership and Advocacy Program. I did include those flyers in my report. I won't share any other updates as I know you all have read through the report. Do you have any questions for me at all?
Candace, what was the date of the gala again?
Yes, so the Gala Gate is Saturday, August 23rd, 2025.
Thank you.
But I will send a separate email with all the details. I did not want to include all those details together, but that email will be sent prior to the end of this week.
Questions?
Thank you all.
So I know we have an executive session, but I also wanted to open up Commissioner Jones, if you had anything that you would like to ask or add. Not our commissioner, but as I recall. I guess not. Does anybody have any other new business to add? I don't. Right. Old business is part of what we're going into executive session, which is the litigation. So do I have a motion to adjourn the executive session, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Right. So thank you guys so much for all the reports and all the information. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jones, are you still there?
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Please forgive me. I have been trying to get myself off of mute. I'm at the office, so I have my AirPods in, and it's just been a struggle. So kindly forgive me. I want to thank you all for sharing this information and allowing me to sit in on your meeting. Nicolette, I do remember seeing you at the 6888 meeting. I was there with my husband. It was very nice, very engaging with the other ladies, the other attendants. Also, when you all were talking about the bills that passed, I just want to give a shout out to our public policy committee for being consistent in helping to get past HB1 in both the House and the Senate. It passed last night. We go asking to have transportation officers trained in identifying human trafficking. It came through the Environmental and Transportation Committee. So I am very proud. Amy Blank is our chair, and she was very steadfast and adamant. We called, we made phone calls, we wrote letters. We called as late as last night, even though most of the calls went to their answering machines. So I just want to thank you for your work. And lastly, on April the 24th, we are hosting, along with the Commission for Veteran Affairs and the Democratic Women Committee, we are hosting a joint networking event at the Charles Village Pub, April 24th at 5:30. And if you all are available, it's free. I would love to invite each of you to attend. And we're going to have maybe a 30-minute session where we'll take questions from the audience and we'll address their concerns. We'll talk about some of the other things that's going on and give a legislative update. So if any of you, Nicolette, Gina, Stephanie, Glendora, if any of you are interested, Eileen, are interested in sitting on that panel, you're more than welcome. Just shoot me an email or a text and I'll be sure to include you. And that concludes my remarks. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you,
No,
and thank you for attending and also for that information.
absolutely. We appreciate it. Commissioner Jones, if you wouldn't mind putting your email in the chat very quickly before you jump off, that way anybody that's interested can reach out to you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Jones. We would love to share the information you shared on our social media as well.
Thank you. I'll send you I'll send you the email. I'll send you the flyer.
Great. Thank you. And please come visit us again.
Will do. I'm just going to have to email it.
That's absolutely fine. We'll share the information, I promise.
Thank you. I'll email it to Gina and Nicoletta. That's fine.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Jones, we're about to go into executive session. So if I could ask if you're comfortable, if you could please depart the meeting.
No problem. I am trying to change the host so that if I leave, it will end.
Also, do you need me to stick on?
Since you are subbing for the executive director.
Well, I have nothing to add because I don't know what we're talking about.
You could leave, Nicolette. I can tell him what my update is. Free yourself.
Oh, thank you. Good morning. All right.
Question. Uh-oh, sorry, Nicolette.
No, I was going to say, I hope you all have a wonderful week and I will see you next month.
All right. Thank you.
Do we normally stop the recording at this time?
Yes.
All right.